I-5.
Good evening. We begin here at 5 tonight with massive flooding in Washington. Homes and cars underwater, people trapped and needing to be rescued, and a 20-mile stretch of I-5 shut down for hours. The good news is the road is back open tonight, and here is a live look from above from Sky 8. There's water everywhere, and even though things have improved on I-5, you can see there's plenty of water elsewhere. And that means a big cleanup looms for people in Lewis County. KGW's Tim Gordon joins us live in Chehalis now, about 80 miles up the road from Vancouver. So Tim, how do things look there right now?
Well, Laurel, better than earlier, at least out on the interstate. You can see traffic. It's kind of light out there right now, but it has been moving along just fine. Now, closer to where we're standing, you can see all this water in the parking lots of Denny's restaurant, the hotel there, kind of all surrounded by water, in the frontage road closed because of all that water coming in from the Chehalis River. There are certainly other issues too off the freeway. The drive mid-morning north from the Portland-Vancouver area was deceivingly good on I-5, but off the freeway there were trouble spots. From Sky 8, you could see the water around Kelso where the Cowlitz River got out of hand. One bridge was blocked with a few loads of gravel, and where the water spilled out, it surrounded homes in some outlying areas. It was really up here in the Chehalis and Centralia area where there's been big trouble. Here, a lot of houses along the Chehalis River got floodwater, and cars ended up in the wrong place and sunk. And I-5 was more surrounded than submerged by water, but with the flood threat real, it got shut down. Drivers were detoured off the freeway that was closed for a 20-mile stretch. Once it reopened, we moved north and spoke to a few people who had detoured off the freeway earlier. In fact, we told two of them something they hadn't heard yet, that I-5 had reopened. So if you're going north?
Yeah,
you can get through.
Okay, all right, thank you, appreciate it.
What's that mean for you?
Hey, that means I get there 2 hours sooner.
But I-5 is open now. So
it is?
I-5 is open. You can go through Centralia.
Well, that's news to me.
Oh, what do you think of that?
Well, I guess I'm going to get there on time.
So good news for them, but some others did not do so well. These guys on the hood of their truck are lucky rescuers could get to them. Yeah, in this flooding, this dangerous flooding, it happens up here, 1996, 06, and 07. This is something that they're unfortunately kind of used to in the Chehalis and Centralia area, flooding that's closed the freeway for several days at a time. So in this case, kind of fortunate that the freeway is once again back open, but there's plenty of trouble in the areas outside of it. Laurel?
Boy, those pictures are amazing. Just shows how much rain we've had. Thank you, Tim. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Matt Zafino now for the latest on the flood warnings and rain totals in Washington. Just unbelievable video, Matt.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bottleneck there in the Chehalis area with the Chehalis River and all the water. We had that atmospheric river stall out over western Washington, and they are bearing the brunt of it there. But I've got way more good news than bad in terms of our rivers, and this is actually part of the good news. It's 20 degrees up in the Cascades at Timberline Lodge. It's snowing again. Why is that good news? Because it means we're no longer melting snow and adding that to the rivers. So that's one component we don't have to worry about anymore, and that certainly contributed to the flooding that we're seeing today. Here's Doppler radar. Here's Chehalis. You can see there's hardly any rain falling there right now, which is great. There's a few sprinkles out over the Willapa Hills, but not a big deal. The next batch of rain moving into Astoria, but that's not even a big deal because it's fleeting. It's not widespread, moderate to heavy rainfall, mainly showers, and I doubt that's going to add to any of the river problems that we have as that passes on through tonight. Of course, any rain, isn't great, but that's not going to be a big addition to the water falling in the rivers. This certainly was, though. Going back to Tuesday, these are all weather stations in southwest Washington, many of them, most of them in remote locations up in the Cascade foothills or in the Willapa Hills to the west side of I-5 as you head out to the coast. That's where Huckleberry Ridge is, nearly 10 inches of rain there. Abernathy Mountain, same thing, nearly 9 inches of rain. Windy Knob Mountain, that's in the Cascades just east of Chehalis, over 7 inches of rain there. Rochester, that's in the valley, and that's near Chehalis, over 5 inches of rain there. But the big one was June Lake on Mount St. Helens. Now, that doesn't drain into the Chehalis River, but still, nearly 18 inches of rain since Tuesday. That is impressive. This is the river gauge for the Chehalis River at Grand Mound, and where you see anything above the yellow line, that's in flood stage. The purple is major flood stage. That's where we are right now. We'll drop out of major flood stage as we go into the later part of the day tomorrow, but we don't get fully out of flood stage until early on Monday morning. So it's going to take some time to move all that water out, but the rivers begin receding tonight, mainly dry for the weekend, and no big storms coming our way next week. So again, Laurel, way more good news than bad. Back to you.
And we are happy for it. Thank you, Matt, because flooding is also an issue out on the Oregon coast tonight. This is video from Highway 101 near Seaside today. Water on the road caused some slowdowns and problems for drivers. The Seaside School District also canceled classes today due to unsafe road conditions. The Nicanicum River in the area was running fast and high when our photographer went to check it out. Look at that. Take you back to Seattle. A hillside slide today caused a house to come off its foundation. Firefighters had to rescue a man who was trapped in the basement there, and they say a woman was able to escape on her own, but unfortunately they did say a dog died in that slide. In the pandemic, once again this week, Oregon has broken its record for new daily COVID cases. Today's total, a staggering 10,451. This chart tracks the daily numbers, and we haven't seen a case spike like this one during the entire pandemic. Health officials say the Omicron variant is driving the surge. In response, the Oregon Health Authority has issued rules for hospitals in case they need to start rationing care for the sickest patients. The rules would only be used when there are no other options, and hospitals are not at that point yet. But if they do go into effect, they would require that hospitals use a triage team to decide which patients will get priority care. The team would use established medical standards when grading the patients. The overall question is, who is most likely to survive? Everyone hopes it does not come to that.
We certainly are hoping that these types of decisions are not needed. We'll continue to work very closely with our hospitals around staffing and other resources and collaboration and communication, but we wanted to be sure to equip our hospitals and healthcare partners with such a tool should these decisions be needed.
While the Omicron variant is less lethal than Delta, experts say it will still infect so many people that it will find those with weak immune systems and likely overwhelm the hospitals. The latest prediction is that could happen in 3 weeks. Restaurants are feeling the impact of this new variant. Some are even closing. Christelle Kumwe joins us now with an update. Christelle?
So the 1905 Jazz Club in North Portland is one of several businesses forced to close this week because of positive COVID cases among staff. The 1905 brings full-time jazz to the Portland metro area.
Meaning we do live jazz performances 7 days a week, along with a full-service restaurant and bar.
So usually on any given day, this place is busy.
Well, we'd have cooks prepping in the kitchen. The piano tuner would probably get here soon. Bartenders would come in a couple hours and start juicing.
But not this week.
Now we're back to nothing right now. 2022 has been a rough start.
Co-owner Aaron Barnes says the highly transmissible Omicron variant is causing them to temporarily close.
The impact of Omicron has been fairly relentless. It's impacted us in terms of customer turnout, and it's hit a few employees, and it's taken a toll.
The club had just recently overcome staffing shortages, but then employees tested positive.
We don't have a super deep bench, so when we're down a couple people, it has a dramatic impact on our ability to offer our best products and service.
The Jazz Club isn't the only area business feeling the impact of Omicron. Several others have posted about closures on Facebook, including Dublin Pub and Lottie and Zula's.
It's really been a tremendously difficult 24 months or so.
Greg Astley is with the Oregon Restaurant and Lodging Association.
This one seems to be more transmissible than some of the other variants. And so because people are getting it more, or more people are getting it, you're seeing that impact. It's exacerbated by the fact that restaurants were already short of staff, which makes it very difficult to stay open.
For now, at 1905, safety is the priority for customers and employees.
It has to be. I mean, we can't operate if we don't have a staff, and we can't operate if we don't have customers. So doing everything we can to protect both sides of that. Same with musicians. If musicians are sick, they're not going to be able to play. Or if they feel that they're at risk of getting sick because our protocols don't protect them. So it's for the benefit of everyone here.
The Jazz Club has been requiring proof of vaccination or a negative test to get in. Owners hope to reopen next week and are considering additional safety protocols to resume a full-time jazz experience.
I'm excited to see what we can do with it. I think we can maintain a lot of what we do and share, especially the art, with our community.
Barnes says they hope to reopen next week, Wednesday. Now, the Jazz Club also started a GoFundMe to support musicians and staff out of work until then. Laurel?
They certainly need the help, and we look forward to them reopening. Thank you, Christelle. Amid the COVID surge, health officials are urging people to get vaccinated and get their boosters. To help, mobile vaccine clinics are popping up all across the Portland metro area, and that includes one at the Beaverton Resource Center. KGW's Bryant Clerkley stopped by that clinic this morning. Bryant, just how many people are they vaccinating there?
Hey, Laurel. Well, the clinic is open on Fridays, and each week they vaccinate over 160 people. And one of the nurses told me most people are getting booster shots. Every Friday at 9 a.m., the Beaverton Resource Center becomes a vaccination clinic. You don't need insurance. The shots are free. They do recommend making an appointment on their website.
It's just a responsibility.
Danny Rubiano came for his booster shot.
Take it for my personal and people around me and family, and I live with my mom, so that's something that I really want to make sure that everybody's safe. So.
The Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are offered. Nurse Dustin Cloto thinks vaccine hesitancy is waning.
But mostly it is boosters, since we've just opened up for 12 and older. Then we're starting to have a trickle in of that age group, the 12 to 15 and 16-year-olds that were approved.
The Resource Center has Spanish translators available, and signs around the clinic are in both English and Spanish. Director Al Schmidt believes the demand for booster shots is growing within the community.
Here at the Beaverton Resource Center, we try and make lots of components available for those in need within the community, and one of those obviously now is COVID vaccinations. Working with some of our partners, we bring those elements to the community.
I want to be as immune as possible. I've not gotten COVID in 2 years, so I would like to maintain my streak.
Morgan Rossborough got her booster at the mobile clinic in Tigard. The free service from Washington County sets up in different locations each day. Saturday, they'll be at Centro Cultural, trying to meet the increasing demand for booster shots.
So now's the opportunity, and the appointments, if you go to like a Walgreens, are very hard to come by. So I don't work very far away. I figured I'd come here.
The Beaverton Resource Center has their vaccine clinic every Friday from 9 to 1, and next Friday they'll be open until 5 because of the increase in demand for the vaccine, and they will also have the flu shot available next Friday as well. Laurel.
Thank you, Brian.